What's up, everybody? Welcome to the JN eSports Podcast, Episode 2. Let's go.
First off, we're going to talk about how this is our second take because Nick interrupted us with a picture of an inhaler and some stupid joke about vaping that these two just fucking died laughing at.
Yeah, a dog hitting an inhaler.
There's a dog
It said
hitting an
boys who
inhaler.
vape.
Oh my god. But seriously, we're going to talk about Liquid Simple. Or not even Liquid Simple anymore, he's just Simple.
Mm-hmm.
Guy has visa issues. Well, apparently has visa issues. Potentially a tourist visa in the United States, and he's over here working, basically making money. So that's the first issue. So he goes back to Ukraine, and then a couple days later, basically, Liquid comes out and says that he spent time over Ukraine. It was obvious that he wasn't going to come back to the U.S. So now Liquid spent all this money getting him over to the U.S. to compete. They qualify and get a Legends spot for the next major coming up this summer, and Liquid leaves. Or not Liquid, Simple leaves. So now he's teamless. Basically, all this money was spent, and everybody, quote unquote, the hope of NA just left. So now everybody hates him. How do you guys feel about him coming over here, solidifying another Legend spot aside from CLG, and then just completely bailing on it?
First off, how long was he even in the U.S.? Was he in the U.S. for just a couple months?
Yeah, I think
About
since
2 or 3
January.
months. Yeah.
Maybe January or February, I think was the time frame they first arrived.
A tourist visa is 6 months.
Yeah, but you can't
So-
compete. Like, it was his job to be over here, so if it was a tourist visa issue as to why he had to have gone back.
Yeah, like I can understand that, but from my point of view, when you go to a major, you get legend status. Like, even though you guys fucking choked the shit out of that game.
What was it? They both made it to, like, game
They were
match
game
point, and then, yeah, both.
Yeah, both maps.
God.
And choked out at 15. But, I understand the whole thing with Adren. They couldn't use Kusta because Adren was originally the player on that team. So I understand him having to leave afterwards and not wanting to play with Liquid anymore. I get that. But when you're on a team, you're signed to a team. Stick with the team.
That's what I'm saying.
It's that simple.
I understand you're homesick. Yeah, you're homesick and all this, but everybody knows Liquid had to be paying this guy well. Like, it couldn't have been like, hey, here's a little pocket change, and this is the U.S.
Out to fucking US too.
He had to be
They
the
did.
highest
He was in
player
California.
on that team. Highest paid player on that team.
Expenses paid and everything.
Yes, nothing. And they're sponsored by HTC, so I'm sure some carrier comes with that. So it's not like this dude was struggling for money. I don't know what it was. I guess after the major, I guess when they went to Malmo and then they didn't perform well, I guess maybe he was just fed up with that. But then you see him at the MLG qualifiers before Columbus crying, saying he's changed, he's happy that he doesn't have to get carried by his teammates anymore. And then here he is just bailing on his teammates. Which Hiko, everybody basically was like, oh, these guys are a pair. These guys come together. These guys are performing well together. And then he just bails. He goes back because of a visa issue. Then a day or two later, here he is not coming back. And he's still under contract. Here he is trying to get on a European team now. So I think it's bullshit that he even came over here. If you're not going to fulfill something, which he's done in the past with Flipside, Hellraisers, and then he just bails. Either he's toxic. I know there's other players on Hellraisers and stuff that were toxic, but you don't come all the way over here, try to portray this image, and then just completely bail and think everybody's going to be fine with it. Just go back to being the Simple everybody thought you were. So, I don't know.
Well,
Go ahead.
Do you think it might have been like his way of saying, okay, I'm going to go join an NA team, show you guys how good I am, and then go back to Europe and just be like, all right, now I know I can get picked up by a top team.
I think that's what his whole purpose was, to be over here, to be honest.
Like, he could
Join
easily
an NA
get
team, do very well, and then go back to Europe and join a top EU team.
I think that
easily get picked up by Navi now. That's a Ukrainian and Russian team.
Yeah, but you have to look at it that everybody knew how good he was, but then when he was playing with Simple, you saw how many stupid decisions he made. just pushing stuff with ops. Yeah, he was really good with it, but and then the chemistry he killed with the team basically when he got Adren basically kicked. Then he had issues with Kusta, and then during I guess it was maybe Malmo where they couldn't decide who was going to op. And you have Kusta, this young kid who comes to the team. All his confidence is now crushed because he's performing not up to par, and then basically they go into second half, and now Simple wants to op, and the whole reason Kusa is there is to op. So I don't think the guy had changed. I think Liquid as a professional organization just didn't put it out there, but this guy was just Simple. Simple didn't change at all. They just kept it under wraps because they didn't want it to get out there. They wanted to make it seem like he was this good person, but reality, the moment he got a chance to go back to the Ukraine, what are you going to do? You can't bring him back here. No one's going to be like,
make him get on the plane.
yeah, you can't if he doesn't renew his visa.
Kidnap him.
Yeah, it's just, I think it was a complete waste of money. I wouldn't say it's a waste of time because obviously now Liquid gets to go back into a legend spot this summer. I just think it's completely stupid that you spent all this time and effort on this guy. Basically, Adren went off during the major, so here you are trying to get Adren back into this team and get him going, and good on Adren to not say anything and just play his spot. He gets paid to do it, he goes, he plays, he never complains about it. So that's one good thing about Adren, and he showed up when he needed to show up is the biggest thing. So even with all Simple's antics and Adren getting kicked off and having to come back, he came back with basically was one of their best players throughout the majors. At least they have that going for them. Hopefully they turn out well. Hopefully Kusta starts picking it up, and I guess Adren and Eco are going to still IGL together. I wouldn't expect Adren to take over the task completely.
So now that we're on the topic of, teams in the next event, let's talk about DreamHack Austin.
Oh yeah,
We
I want
got-
to go, dude. I
we
want to go
got
so bad, but it's taking up
Luminosity, CLG, Cloud9, Team Liquid, Energy, Tempo, Splice, and Self Gaming. And just news an hour ago, Splice is going to use Freakazoid to replace Abe.
What?
Yeah, for DreamHack.
Wait,
Because-
Freak is going to be playing with?
With Splice.
Oh no.
Because Abe wasn't really sure that they were going to be able to go to DreamHack, so he decided that he was going to take a vacation. He already had a planned vacation set for DreamHack Austin dates. He posted earlier today that he wasn't going to be able to go, and Splice an hour ago says they're going to use Freak. So,
You said C9 was invited, correct? Or
yeah.
C9,
Cloud9.
CLG, Luminosity, Team Liquid, Selfless, Tempo Storm, Splice, and NRG.
about to get bullied. No, but seriously,
Temple's
can
not there
Freak is
anymore.
like-
can you imagine if he ends up beating Cloud9, especially with we can get to what is
new
it?
roster.
Slemmy right after that.
Yep,
So
Slemmy.
if
And
Freak ends up,
honestly, Slemmy did not look that great the other night.
no, that's an issue. He's like a filler. I guess he frees up nothing to let nothing go around fragging again, but you went from Sean Garris to letting Freakazoid go to now picking up Slemmy as an IGL, basically. So you went through one of the best NA minds to IGL to now Slemmy, and you think it's going to work out for you.
Yeah.
Or who was it first? It was Sean Garris, then Stewie 2K, then they knocked out Freak and picked up Slemmy. Who in all reality, you go to his HLTV, he doesn't have the greatest stats, so what is going on with Cloud9? Like, you can go look and read forums, you can read Reddit, and you basically see Cloud9 fans aren't very happy about this pickup. It's not like a Stewie pickup where like, oh, give the kid a chance, you never know what's going to happen. This is basically like, what the fuck? Why are you picking up this guy? I guess, go ahead.
Using him as an IGL. I guess they want nothing to go back to how he was, but looking at HLTV and looking at their last performance, I don't know if Slemmy was calling that last game that they played, but they I
And it's
believe
gonna
they
take some
lost
time.
to CLG.
It's gonna take some time to get used to like new teammates and all of that.
Yeah, but again, like stick with what you're good at right now, and
Yeah.
Cloud9 was looking all right with Jordan calling and having other people kind of fill in as well, but it's honestly not looking that great.
I just don't think
Cloud9.
Freak was performing. He was basically, I don't want to say a bot, but the fool would just run into sites, and next thing you know is, oh, our entry fragger's dead. So now it's just a 1-by-1 type scenario because no one's really like trading at all. Well, I think he got dropped, but then you're sitting here waiting. Oh, Cloud9 has all this time to sit here and pick up a new player, and
They pick up him.
C9 Slimmy. Like, I don't know what to think about that because I want Cloud9 to do well, and I used to root for Cloud9, but it's kind of hard when you have all this time to sit down and think, be like, let's look at all these players, but then you're taking these risks that haven't paid off since the summer of 2015. And Skadoodle, man, that guy is not 2015 Skadoodle. This dude is a whiff machine right now. What did they call Shazam? $5,000 decoy.
Yep.
Yeah.
Talked about that last week.
Yeah, it's basically what Skadoodle is right now. This fool's just $5,000 decoy right now, and he's putting in time. I guess after the major, Fallen, and I guess a couple of
He's not
Luna.
playing no bullshit games like he used to.
Yeah, like the players from Luminosity, I guess, spoke with him, and I guess he feels like he needs to do something because he has over 100 hours in the past 2 weeks in game now, instead of just I don't even know what it was in the past, like 20 minutes. Like, what is this fool doing? Like, this is your job. If I could do 20 minutes at my real job, well, see ya. I can't really complain. I stay at home. I work from home.
Sorry, I was squinting my eyes. Couldn't see Madison through the vape.
Did he hit it? Did it start raining? I didn't see it. I didn't see it. I missed it. Don't do that at home, kids.
I'm gonna give Slimmy a chance. I'm gonna give him a chance. I'm gonna give him DreamHack Austin, and if he shits the bed,
What are you gonna do? Are you gonna get on
I'm
Twitter?
gonna go to
Alright,
the
hashtag
C9
drop Slimmy!
I'm gonna go to the C9 house and kick him out myself, and then take his spot.
I'll believe it when I see it.
Now talking about DreamHack Austin, Duke back in the rotation.
Oh, don't
Biggest
get
mistake,
dude.
dude. Biggest mistake.
Huge mistake.
Drop Train. Get Train's bullshit map out of there and keep.
No, I say
keep Train.
keep Train. Like keep
Please.
Train as like a filler map because it's actually starting to get more and more of a like awakening kind of map. But from what I was seeing with Inferno, like people can put up 7 rounds on T side Inferno. Like you can easily even that map out. But for some for some reason they got rid of it. Like I feel there are certain choke points on Inferno for T side. Like you can get smoked out and just choked out. You can lose rounds quick. But
You can win rounds quick too.
you can win rounds on that map with certain smokes, flashes, and proper executes. And I feel like getting rid of Inferno and putting in Nuke, a new map. A new map with a lot of issues.
It's not optimal.
Frame rate, frame rate issues.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
got.
It's rendering different objects that you're not around. You have both floors rendering at the same time. It's just that whole map's a mess. I can understand why they put it in like the competitive rotation because they'll find these bugs from different players and stuff getting reported. If they start like slamming it down pros like throats to play during tournaments and shit, that map is just awful. It's awful to look at. Like,
I mean, this was back 2015, but like the map was maybe still way too CT sided.
It's not anymore though.
I think it's more. Yeah, I think it's more even. I just think it's just the visibility in the map isn't very well because it just looks like super vibrant. There's certain spots like on B site where you have that back area that looks like a huge open area. You know what I'm talking about? Where Squeaky used to be and Toxic, that room where it just opens up. Like, it's kind of hard to see players that are there. Like, if you were to go in there, it's easy to miss someone that's standing against that wall.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think they did a good job like remodeling the map. I just don't think they did a very good job of optimizing it or making things very visible. And there's FPS drops, isn't there? Like for certain people,
Big time, yeah.
like inside you're fine, but the moment you step outside, it's basically like regardless of what GPU you have, it's gonna drop. So I don't know.
Yeah,
Some
like,
people,
I run usually like 250 on every map that I play, and Nuke, I can't even get above I think 100.
yeah. I was on Reddit and some people were like, "Oh no, I get like 200 frames," but then in certain areas, now you're not getting 200 frames. So you go in a gunfight real quick, and then boom, your frames drop. You're gonna notice it regardless if you have a 144 hertz monitor. You're gonna notice a fucking 100 frame drop.
Yeah, because when I stay with my 140 hertz, and then my shit would drop down at least like under, just even down to like 120, you would notice it.
I don't know. I think it could have easily been put into like some type of.
I think that map needs to be tested, fully tested, just like all the other maps. To
By pros.
finally make like it needs to be fully tested in community before it's put through its paces and back into a freaking
Major
rotation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can you imagine the map in its current state? Like if they don't update anything and it either goes to Austin or it goes to ESL coming up summer, and you have this shitty fucking bright ass map that just sucks. Like you have pros saying this map is awful. I would hate to watch that map in its current state right now. There's so many little spots where what are they called? Invisible walls are, to where you could throw a grenade where you think it's gonna go over a box, but then it bounces right back at you. Like literally, the entire map is just a fucking mess right now. But I guess this is their way of bug testing it. I don't know.
Well, like for instance, Cash just got a workshop update today. It's like
I didn't look at that. Is it just textures?
no, it's textures for vents. There's something with being able to throw a flash into checkers. They got rid of bomb glitch spots. They also named Sunshine, I
Sunroom.
believe, Sunroom. And you know on checkers and B, like under vents, there's that table.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can get weapons now from underneath it.
Thank God.
Yeah.
But
But-
there, and I'm like,
but-
no. Don't let me
But
get
for
it."
instance, it's like that map is getting fixed now.
that's
It's
my-
still
that's my favorite
in the
map.
rotation. Like, why can't we do that with Inferno?
That's what
Why
I don't
can't-
understand.
why
There's
can't- Why can't you physically say, why can't Valve come out and say we're dropping Inferno for now? It will
we
be
can
back
fix the
for
issue.
it will be back for the major. We're doing quick updates to Inferno and getting it back for the major. Just say that.
because
Don't freaking say Nuke is gonna be the map.
Nuke's replacing Inferno.
they did it with Cobble. Remember when Cobble got updated? They never took it out of the map pool. They just updated it. So once you received an update, you got all the updates through Cobble. Everybody loved Inferno. I don't care what you say. Inferno was a good map. You do certain, like, you get rid of the truck, you lower the gates at fucking Graveyard, because sometimes you go into that
You
site.
can't see anybody.
No, you see the fucking tippy top of their forehead, and by the time you notice it, you're dead. The visibility.
Like, raise up pit like a foot. You know,
Yeah.
stuff like that. Like, don't physically have to shove Nuke down our throats now because nobody's
Yeah.
gonna enjoy watching Nuke.
No, and Inferno was such a good map that it literally sucked that so many small fixes in that map could have made it a even better map than it was. But here we are with the fucking. I know this term gets thrown out there, but it looks like a COD map. COD are like super vibrant, and everybody's gonna say, "Oh no, they kind of like grayscale a lot of COD maps down." But if you compare the two, you have a lot more color like throughout COD maps, or a lot more vibrancy. But then this is it's an eye strain. Like I go in there and I come out feeling like I'm fucking blind. Like it sucks. It's probably the worst map in the entire pool.
I just like the Inferno, Mirage, Dust 2, Cobblestone, Overpass type feel and look of the maps. Just the old color scheme of the maps that they're supposed to be. I don't want bright ass oranges or bright ass greens or bright ass yellows in my fucking maps.
Or that blue, that like teal baby blue on the building. Like, what contractor went out to this nuclear power plant and was like, oh, dude, check this color out.
Watch this blue.
Yeah, and everybody's like, oh yeah, dude. I don't understand. Do you know who the map maker was? Was it?
I think Val.
It was.
The match or the map maker is still Valve. It's not a community map. So I think Valve honestly just went in there and just changed textures.
What were you saying, man?
I thought it was who made Cash FM Pone.
Yeah.
It's not him, is it?
No.
He would not.
That dude's a god. Yeah, that dude's a god.
What is it? Cash Inferno?
Did he make Inferno?
No. I'm just saying Cash and Inferno are both player-made maps, right?
Yeah, I think a majority of them are. I know Cobblestone is.
I thought Nuke was a community map.
No, only
or not
Valve
a
can fuck it
community
up that
map.
much.
Yeah.
Fuck them.
I think
Just hire
the
FM
majority of the
Pone.
7 are.
Matchmaking or fucking map making.
He gets paid well. I remember playing a CO with him and asking him, you make a lot? And basically his answer was that that's how he makes his living. So, I mean, he's getting paid. Well, he's had a shit ton of maps get placed into the game. That dude's living the life, just fucking sitting at home designing fucking virtual maps and then living his life away.
Joe Beeg is the creator of Nuke.
He
with
is.
Valve. Yep.
He should be executed.
Oh, so it is Valve employee.
Yeah, he's a level designer for Counter-Strike.
Execute him, please.
He designed Fang in Nuke.
Or just tell him, dude, like, hire a better contractor. Stop painting your fucking buildings like you're in a goddamn playroom.
Like, to me, the new Nuke is just so disgusting.
Well, the thing that pisses me off,
Don't
like,
look at it.
I miss being able to walk around the rafters in Nuke. Like, cause you can only go halfway now on A site. It's so irritating.
Oh, like you can't get over the vents.
Yeah.
I used to stay like the back
Just
corner
right above
looking
it,
screen.
like,
Yeah.
come to the door.
Yeah, so now you can't get over there. I don't know. I guess that made it more T-sided, I guess. That did help out, like, the balance of the map, but...
I think Heaven was definitely nerfed as well, being able to walk outside from Marshmallow all the way to Heaven, and then also you have the boost spot outside of lockers that you can jump onto as well.
They can add all that stuff without the gay ass colors blinding my fucking eyes.
No, I agree.
It's not like it's just fucking the color's the problem.
Like, I honestly think it's the optimization that everyone has a problem with.
Yeah.
That's honestly what it is. It would be a decent map if they kept the same colors and it was optimized.
It's just like it's just pixels that shouldn't have to be there.
That's like
And it's just like they're adding like these like long ass vents that really shouldn't even be there. It's just a waste
what is
of
it?
fucking space.
The water down on bomb site B, like
Yeah, how
that
necessary is
moves
that?
like that. That can be just a fucking floor. Like, really? Like, I get it's supposed to be a nuclear reactor, but come on, like, you have nuclear silos right there. Like, it's like pointless. And then I was noticing also, I had a timeout on CT side, and I'm like, what the fuck is that noise? And it's freaking the electrical current boxes outside of the map, behind the fence.
Buzzing at you.
Yeah, buzzing. I'm like, does that sound seriously need to be in the game?
Dude, ambient noise fucks me up sometimes when you'll be playing a map. Like you said, you'll hear something absolutely ridiculous that doesn't need to be in the game. It throws you off. Like, you're sitting there trying to do something, and then you hear, like, beeping, or cars going by, or a dog barking.
Overpass.
Train, when you're sitting in Z connector, you'll just hear and you're like, what the fuck is that noise coming from? And you're over here looking around at your mouse trying to fucking figure out where the noise is coming from, and then let alone fucking someone come around the corner and one tap.
Small stuff. Like, I love the fact that they put a dog on Inferno. I thought that was absolutely freaking hilarious.
It lets you know, like, it lets you know if someone's like
in apartments.
Dog and apps,
Or like the train that's on overpass. Like, it's a cool feature, but it is way too loud.
I think I remember when I told Nick that chickens will run if someone like up or like someone walks by and he's
Scares
like,
him.
yeah, he's like, what? Really? Yeah, I'm sitting there like, someone's in an apartment. She's like, how do you know? Because this chicken just fucking bolted out of the way.
Like,
Yeah.
coming out flying across the screen.
Shadows too. This is something that we already know, but
Chickens can save lives.
and yet we take so
Guardian
many.
angels in CSGO. I swear to God.
Yet we take so many of their lives away.
Yeah.
They'll save us, but
Chickens are the enemy.
yeah, it seems like that.
You should
Yeah.
honestly get a kill per chicken.
Well, let me ask you guys this: who lives somewhere where so many fucking chickens are just in your house? I know.
It's different places in the world, so you gotta understand that.
Well, I've been to Europe, and I've never seen a fucking chicken just chilling in someone's house. Like, I haven't been in a bar just drinking, and this chicken just comes in, and I'm like, oh, I'm just in Europe.
You've never been to Jamaica, then?
Yeah,
Dog.
it's just normal.
I
So,
went to Jamaica, dog. There was a funniest story ever. I was outside of a KFC in Jamaica, and there's a fucking chicken right in front of KFC.
You're like,
I'm like,
duh,
yeah, freaking it delivers here, right?
please leave.
What if that chicken came into the bar, bam, and just hopped up on the seat and like slid the fucking bartender like a couple bucks and like had like a pint with a straw.
I wouldn't doubt it down there, man. Witchcraft. What is it called? It's not witchcraft, or is it witchcraft?
Voodoo?
Yeah, voodoo. There you go. Fucking voodoo chicken.
You know what we should talk about?
Esports.
Team U-porn finally banned.
Do you know what
No,
makes me pissed off about that?
Banned, but it's more or less like they can't
Compete.
play until
Why?
they have a better sponsor.
Because apparently they're just saying that it's adult, but here you are on your streams, like advertising gambling websites.
And cussing.
Gambling? How about this? I
Like,
actually
all this
saw.
crazy
I actually
shit,
saw.
fucking drinking and whatnot. Drinking on stream,
release.
having drunk streams.
I was watching the release, right, for the report on YouPorn on why they weren't allowed to do certain things. So when they were told that, hey, you know, your name is a little offensive, can we change it? They switched to YP.
Yeah.
Then they went to a event and they said, hey, so your jerseys aren't going to be allowed. So they pixelated the jersey.
What happened? Did they have like a picture of a naked woman or
No,
what?
I think it was just the YouPorn logo. So what they did was they pixelated the YouPorn logo.
Was it just the
So-
YP with like a sword in it?
No,
That
no,
it?
it was physically the words YouPorn.
Oh.
And then they pixelated the words YouPorn, which I thought was actually kind of cool. Because they had like actual jerseys that were pixelated. And then
Oh, you're saying on the jersey it was
they had-
pixelated,
on the
not.
jersey,
Oh, I
it
thought you
was
were. I thought you were saying like.
pixelated.
All right. I see what
That's
you're saying.
dope.
See, I thought you
wasn't-
said it was like.
The stream was doing
Yeah,
it.
the stream was doing it.
No, they physically got new jerseys that were pixelated.
God.
Just that logo.
When you're
I thought that
straight
was freaking
savage.
sweet. And then I read the thing today where they don't want what is it, like alcohol, offensive language, and anything adult.
Alcohol offensive, but Bud
And then
Light.
all
now.
of
Bud
a sudden,
Light,
like,
oh
I saw
my,
the Bud
yeah.
Light thing. I'm
And,
like, dude, what is that?
Not only that, at a lot of these venues, they show the fucking fans drinking.
They serve
Yes.
alcohol.
And
Yes.
now you have an alcoholic beverage supporting an esports event.
Is this game rated M or not?
Well, it depends because it's Counter-Strike, it's League of Legends, it's Dota 2, Hearthstone, whatever they play. Like, I wouldn't consider League of Legends to be rated M.
I don't know,
What
what
I
is
mean,
it?
Counter-Strike
Counter-Strike
rated M.
is it rated M or
It's
is it
rated M.
like 17 plus?
What is League of Legends?
Rated M by ESRB.
League of
Uh,
Legends is?
No, Counter Strike is.
Oh yeah.
What
I
is
can
League of
understand
Legends
that with
rated?
Blood.
Let me look real quick.
It's got to be like T or E. It has to be.
Rated T.
And then Dota 2 is probably T.
So you promote a game of violence. You allow gambling websites to sponsor you, give you money, and then you promote them. But here you are banning. They don't even advertise as like YouPorn. It's a YP, or like you were saying, as the pixelated logo.
And they have no connection to YouPorn either. Like, YouPorn just wanted the sponsor. They have nothing to do with giving them memberships.
It's just the funding, right? It's the funding to
it's
get to
legit
events.
just
Yeah.
funding to
Dude, give
to
these out
s-
on stream,
to
please.
get-
Promo codes.
Yeah, use code your boy Nick for
they
50%
don't
off.
do any promotion through the team. It's legit just the sponsor. It's just they use the money and just send it to them and say, "Hey, we just want you guys to wear our name on your jersey."
Yeah,
They don't
and,
have,
What if they
they
had,
don't
like, a-
they don't have any connection to the team other than a financial backing.
yeah,
They
and the
have,
thing
like, a
was,
fucking
go ahead.
graph of how many people or how many like kids have like actually looked at the site and used their codes, like, and how many.
Oh,
hours
dude,
have
I bet their
bought.
traffic boomed. I bet their traffic went crazy. The thing is, I remember reading too that you or the parent company of YouPorn, which wasn't like didn't have porn, didn't have anything like derogatory in it, said we'll rebrand the team to reflect the parent company, and ESL still said no. Like they
Parent
blame.
company.
I don't know what it is. You could probably look it up, but
Probably some production company.
yeah, probably like an LLC or some shit.
Yeah,
but-
but then again, it's still connected to pornographic material, so they're not gonna let that go.
It's just ridiculous that you let alcohol in the venue. You let Bud Light sponsor an event. You have these gambling websites, but then you won't let these kids go off and just spank it. Like, you're worried about that. All these kids getting gambling addictions, wasting their money, their parents' money, scamming people to be able to bet. But here you are, worried about some kid gonna go stream some porn. Like,
Their
it's,
parent company is Mind Geeks, which is a global IT company.
It's a global IT company, and
Yeah.
they're worried about getting sponsored by a global IT company.
just
called
because
Mind
they own
Geeks,
you porn.
created 11 years ago.
It's ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous that you'll let all these other sponsors in that create bad habits, but
Counter Strike lets teams that aren't even sponsored in.
they let
Like, it
people
has
play
nothing
too.
It has
Hold
nothing
on.
to do with sponsors.
Their IT company active in content delivery, streaming media, and online advertising, but their industry is adult industry and information technology.
It's ridiculous.
Because it's good money.
Yeah.
Yeah, like,
Fucking, it's a
I'm
high.
trying to be rich. I'm
It's
trying
high
to make my own
business.
porn site. Like, sorry.
Pornography has
See ya.
always been at the leading edge of fucking everything.
Well, that's how every day you use your debit card and shit. That's how that like technology came to be, because it was literally invented during like the porn era. Like when people started being able to use their credit cards online and stuff, was because of porn. So the whole like you're being able to use your credit card out in town came from porno. I forget what the movie was, but there's a movie based
think
on
I
a true
watched
story.
that.
Yeah, like without porno, we wouldn't have
Those
technology
chip
to
cards,
to
fucking
buy sweet
iPhone,
shit.
Apple Pay type shit.
Yeah, without honestly, it's the oldest business known to man is
Porno.
well, I shouldn't say porn, but it's
Well,
the
tell
adultery
Nick to lift up his
and stuff
mattress
like
right
that.
now. He has his dad's old shit.
No, he does not.
Oh, please tell me you do. Oh, I was about to fucking.
What?
Oh my god.
VHS is everywhere.
Yeah, if I saw like Nick
Straight
had a,
classic
like,
Hustlers.
freaking-
Oh man, that would have been
Nick had a
gross.
toy underneath there for his girlfriend, I would have laughed.
No, they're all cooking related. Diners, drive-ins, and muffs. And like...
Dongs, dingers, and titties.
Hell's Dickens.
You're gross. You're gross, Nick. Why would you steal your granddad's porn?
Ain't nothing better than 1920s porn. Let me tell you that.
Your granddad's from Germany too, isn't he?
My grandma is.
Just your grandma? Never mind.
Yeah.
Never mind. Anyway.
I remember I was 10 years old, dude. I fucking accidentally lifted up my dad's mattress. I did not see what I wanted to see. I just bailed out. Bailed.
I don't even want to know. I don't even want to talk about it.
It's something else.
You probably took it knowing you.
Yeah, I was like, slip.
Ooh,
Backpack it real quick.
where's my rucksack? You're gross. Prime matchmaking. Is
Yeah, last thing on our CS:GO list, prime matchmaking.
that what it is? Oh
yeah. That's what I got left. So let's see here. The ability to link one of your accounts with your phone so you can play in more of a relaxed environment and not have to worry about smurfs, cheaters, and other
I feel like
things
this is
along
gonna
that.
make people hacking your account way easier since they pretty much already have your phone number because of Prime matchmaking.
Well, I don't think they can see
No,
your
no,
phone
no.
number
Yeah, they're never going to be able to see it. I think it's honestly just
because your
Why-
phone number is
why do
linked
they
to
need
your
your
Steam
phone?
account.
because
Just
it's just an authorization. Like, I bet you all they do
You
is
have to
send you a
authorize. What
text.
am I gonna have to fucking go in Steam on my phone and fucking confirm a match?
no, I
No,
don't
no,
think
no, no.
it.
I think it's a one-time thing. I
Yeah.
think it's legit just like saying, we're going to send you a text. This is your account that's linked. Then you're done.
Yeah,
Like,
I think it's
you're
like
linked.
literally like something to prevent like, oh, this is my main. That's what you're gonna add your number to. Like Smurfs aren't gonna add it to like their Smurf account because what's the point of that? You're gonna get paired up with the same people.
Yeah.
I think it's more so to combat hackers and cheaters, but then it's super transparent because you go into a lobby of 4 people with a Prime account, and then you have a 5th that's not a Prime. Is it gonna let you queue up? Like they haven't really said anything about that, so. How's that going to affect it? So you have this Smurf, and then you have a bunch of, let's just say, Novas on their Prime accounts. Is it going to let them queue up since it's a 5-man? And then is it just going to skew everything to where some of them aren't Prime accounts and people can still hack with them? I don't know how the system's going to work. Maybe either you have a 5-man of Prime accounts or they all have to be Prime. Maybe it'll be like that whole like can't be 5 ranks above someone. Like maybe it'll just say, "Oh, you have a member in your party that's not Prime. You can't play." I think that's what's gonna happen.
I think another thing is VoIPs too are gonna be fucking like through the roof on this. Like, people are just gonna use freaking Google numbers or some kind of
Yeah.
fucked up phone number to get one text, authorize it, and go. Like, that's how I feel like
I
it's
was just
gonna
thinking
work.
about.
Do you think now that they would actually have to look into that? Because I feel like that's something that is easily detectable. Like a lot of like carriers know whether or not, say, you use Google Voice or you get some other bullshit company that has a voice. Like I feel like it's easy to detect. And I think they've had to have thought about that before they did this.
Well, imagine if like, so when you sign on to CSGO, right?
Yeah.
You have your phone number attached to it. Like, imagine if like every month they send you a text and you have to respond to it.
Be able to keep going.
Yeah, just to keep going. Like, you have to respond to that text message, like to say, yes, this is still linked to my account, or
If you're cheating and you're not banned within a month, something wrong.
it's Valve. You're not gonna get banned.
That's true.
Ever. You're gonna be able to
Like,
hack
come on.
forever. The
Like,
way
are you kidding
fucking
me?
VAC is. The other issue I see with this is that I forgot. I don't remember what I was gonna say. It had to do something with the phone number being on there. I'll remember as a podcast. But it's literally just, oh, now I remember. If you have your number on there and you change your number, is it going to be like having it linked to your Steam account? Because one of my Steam accounts has a phone number that I don't have anymore, and I try to change it to my current one, but they're like, "Oh, we sent a text message to your number to verify that it's you want to change your number." And I contacted support, and they're like, "Oh, can you verify the text message?" I was like, "No, I don't have the fucking number anymore." And then they go on, list your last transaction or the last 4 of your card, yada yada yada, on Steam support. I give it to them, they're like, "Oh no, if you can't verify the text, we can't do anything for you." And I'm sitting there like, well, yeah, exactly. Some people lose their fucking like number, or some people change their number. Not everybody keeps the same number for like ever. So that's another issue. And I'm still trying to get that number changed, but Valve's sitting here like, oh, yeah, see you in 2017 with an answer. It's just ridiculous.
All right.
I'm wondering if like you'll have to, if you like put in a Steam ticket or something like that, if it would do it or not. But
I have one thing. I saw this on Reddit, I think last night. People want to bring back end of game and halftime voice chat. How do you feel about that?
I'm fine with halftime and end of game. Like the beginning of the game, I think it's nice because you can sit there. If you're in a legitimate match with a bunch of 5 people that you want to speak to beforehand, then you can talk about what you're gonna do.
Yeah.
But even then, you still have a little time frame before the second half starts to be able to talk to your teammates. But I think the banter that went with halftime and end of game was funny. Like, of course, people get heated.
Somebody was gonna be salty.
Yeah, and they spam the mic, but that's part of it. That was like the funniest part in some
That's
game.
like the competitive part though, because people get so heated and they're so mad they lost, and it's the funniest thing because you get underneath their skin all game, and then you give them that split like 10 seconds in the game. They just go off and they're just like yelling in the mic and being so salty. It's the funniest thing ever. That's what
I
makes
thought it was the
Counter-Strike
funniest. I thought it was the funniest. But I can
I think
understand why they took it out.
I think it's nice to be able to have peace and quiet too. Like if you have a shit fucking first half and then you got people just screaming at you, this like at halftime, you're like, fuck.
Or-
Now I'm all out of whack. Like if I have a shit CT side,
Mute them.
I can just well yeah, you could mute them, but
The music people.
at least yeah, the music people too.
Oh yeah,
Or
yeah,
warm-ups.
don't get me started on that.
Shut up. You have HLDJ. Don't even get me started.
That was
Dude.
Noah, dude. Noah would fucking come in here blame the rude sandstorm for 20 minutes.
Dude, you loved it.
I did. I started jamming
What
out.
else they have? Oh, baby, a triple.
Oh, yeah.
That shit was funny, though. Oh, man.
Oh god.
I don't know. I think prime matchmaking's gonna work out, but I also think that there's a lot of gray areas that they haven't addressed. But I think if you don't have a full party of prime members, I don't think they're gonna let you queue up.
Well,
Hopefully
I
that's
think
the
you'll be able to
case.
solo queue probably with it, but
Or
I'm wondering if it gives you an option too. Like, can you do prime
and regular.
And regular?
I think so, because they said prime matchmaking. I'm sure there's regular, because now if you already opted into it, you look above your name, it says prime account.
Mm.
Like, I don't, have you two opted in it yet?
No, I'm gonna do it right now actually
haven't
while
done
we're
it.
on stream, so I can actually talk about it.
Yeah, I've
and see
already
what
opted
happens.
into it.
Did you?
Did you see what it did?
Yeah, it just says prime account above your name, but since you're in game right now, your webcam
Thank you.
now it's back. Now we can see you. But that shit was like
Sucking the big old titty.
What's next on the agenda here, boys?
we
I think
have.
you boys are getting into Call of Duty, right?
Yeah.
Actually, we already talked about the minor. We already talked about MLG hosting the minor with Tempo, Optic, Selfless Energy, and all them teams invited. We talked about that, didn't we?
No, because we only talked about
Optic.
DreamHack.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, MLG's hosting another tournament. They're hosting the minor with invited teams already: Tempo, Storm, Optic, Selfless, and RG. I think it's basically just going to be the qualifications for ESL, which is pretty cool because a lot of people didn't think ESL were actually going to let anyone else host minor, which is nice because MLG did a very, very good job at. And I don't know if it's going to be open to the public or not because I don't think the qualifiers for Columbus were open to the public, were they? I think it was just in their studio and then you saw who qualified. I think it's going to be the same thing with that.
Probably.
For what? MLG Columbus?
Yeah. Or no. The minor. It's going to be held in Ohio at their arena, but I think it's going to be closed to the public, just like the qualifiers for Columbus was, or the last qualifiers that C9 got in, Liquid got in, CLG got in, and Splice. So that's pretty cool. But Call of Duty has been lacking in lands this entire year, basically. And I actually got, I was telling you about this, Nick. I got a message on Reddit. Nick, your mic's going crazy.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Damn, that's crazy. In the middle of the podcast, you're going to be like, hey, let me go try to frag out in CSGO. Because I know exactly why your mic just shot up. He has it muted right now. But CSGO's been lacking in events for what now? This entire year, this whole cycle of Black Ops 3. And I was telling Nick about this, that I got a message on Reddit because there was a lot of posts throughout CompCod subreddit about UMG and people having issues with what is like their game battles ladder. It's basically the UMG ladders, and people were getting disputes and they were losing because they weren't submitting proof within a 3-hour time, but these kids were waiting 3 hours to submit the proof, and then basically getting free wins or having support refs give them wins. And you and I, Nick, were support refs back a couple of years ago for UMG when UMG Online first opened.
Yep.
We saw a lot of shady shit that.
Well,
Go ahead.
I feel like it was Game Battles or UMGs, one of those two, where you'd get these kids that knew fucking admins or whatever, and then they would instantly fucking give them the win because they're friends with them.
That's what I was gonna get into. We knew it happened, and I'm sorry, you let it happen, and fucking, I would catch it. I would sit there, and I'm not gonna name any names, but we were told to take care of prime matches first. So it was always an issue with prime matches. Take care of this prime match before you go into non-paying customer matches. I don't remember what they're called, but it's basically kids who just played for free.
Yeah.
Played on the ladders, could get up top. But we're sitting here, I'm doing prime matches, and I'm watching same names pop up all the time. Even in like the non-paying ladder, non-prime ladders. Watch these same names pop up, always disputed. Shitty evidence, looks like Photoshop screens, but then I watched them get the win. Like, it's the kid that would lose usually is a kid that's filming the screen from his phone, but you could see it clearly. This kid won. But then there's these screenshots of fucking the scoreboard that are clearly Photoshopped, but I'm seeing these kids get win over and over. And I went back and I would change it and eventually just quit. And every time I go on Reddit, I see these posts, I let them know, like, hey, this is what was going on for the longest time. Like, I saw this shit going down. But I got a message from one of the staff from UMG, I think it was yesterday, and he's been keeping me updated. And apparently UMG has cleaned up a lot. And the person that was in charge of the support refs back whenever, I think, was it during Ghost going into AW? I think it was.
That girl?
Yeah, I'm not going to say any names.
Yeah,
I don't
I'm
even
not
want to
saying
get into that shit. But
names.
apparently it's cleaned up a lot. And they're actually taking into, like, effect of, like, oh, hey, this is going to ruin our goddamn site. And it's going to turn into GB where you have one dude at the top of the ladder for the longest time. So he reassured me, went down the list. Hey, we're proactively going at this with point A, point B. Nice to hear that, actually, because UMG is basically one of the only LAN people who are setting up LANs for this. Like, South Carolina was I wouldn't say a complete failure, but that LAN was pretty bad. Yeah, technical issues, Bluetooth issues, scheduling issues, people sleeping. Like, people were playing a game until early morning and, like, 3-4 in the morning, and then they had to be back by the time they got to the hotel, got to sleep, they probably got 2-3 hours of sleep. Then they had to come back and play a match again, just completely sleep deprived for the entire weekend. So I know UMG's putting it out there. The event sucked, but UMG's sitting here as one of the only people aside from Activision that are actually trying to put on LAN until recently. MLG is coming back to help out COD. I think is 100% bad, because
Activision's not doing anything.
No, they're not. It's all like from a pro aspect. Like, they're only doing these shoddy lands that only pop out. And we talked about this last time, that you're doing everything online. Your whole league's online, and you have to play off stream. Like, now these players are losing income because they can't stream the LAN
and all this, yeah,
because they're getting booted off. Like, it sucks. Like, I know it's hard to, like, move these players around to do it on LAN like League of Legends does, to where they go to a certain LAN facility and then that's how they play the league match. I know it's not going to always happen like that, but at the same time, it's sitting here, you're putting $25,000 on the line
every Sunday. Yeah,
and early in the bracket, you could have kids that just boot. And what are you going to do? You can't sit there and be like, oh, you could fake router logs. You were losing, you got kicked off, or you have shitty internet. So, I don't know. I don't know how they regulated this, but MLG coming back is huge. And they're coming back with Anaheim, and it's not a small prize pool either. It's a $100,000 prize pool between the top 8 places. What's really nice is it's an open play, and then it goes into group play, and then it's double elimination. So not only did MLG come back, they came back with all of this. And you saw how their major went. You saw how their old lands with COD went. It's basically they usually stay on schedule really well. They have great broadcasting. Most all the best like commentators go through MLG. So
Whiz.
yeah, I think 100% this is what COD needed right now is MLG to come back to not only give great production value, but to spark back into the game. And Anaheim's coming up June 10th through the 12th, so I honestly think this is going to help COD big time. And I think they needed it. And I think it's rumored that they're going to be maybe the X Games. I don't know. Halo was in the Winter X Games, wasn't it?
Yeah, CSGO was in the winter last year.
Yeah, so I think
Or summer.
COD's going to be in the X Games this summer. I'm sure it's going to be hosted by MLG. So this is huge for COD. They needed MLG to come back, and
Good to hear.
I'm super happy about it. Yeah, I'm super happy about coming back. You know who doesn't have a team still?
Who?
Aches.
Imbos.
Yeah, that fool's never getting a team.
He quit. He's like,
Nah, I love Embos, but he did well, didn't he? He held his own when he was playing with TK
he did hold his own.
at the season 1 finals. But I don't know if he
an attitude problem now.
he's always been the type of
He's
person
I'm the
like
best, but hasn't want to fucking
play like,
fucking since Ghost.
and he just doesn't want to play. Did he win in AW at all? I feel like he may have won one. He was with FaZe, wasn't he? I don't know if they did or not.
One.
No,
But
was
fucking, he's nothing. I don't think he's anything without Crim6, TP or Karma. To be honest, or even Clayster for that matter.
I think he just fell off. I think honestly, he just got to a point to where he just doesn't care about it anymore. He doesn't put in the time like he used to. Like I think what event was it that he put out that long tweet where he's like, "This is what you guys need to do." Blah blah blah. There's no competition. I think it was what was that place where it's in Niagara Falls?
Oh, UMG Niagara or UMC Niagara or whatever.
Yeah, UMG. It wasn't UMG. It was UGC or something.
Yeah, UGC or some shit. Yeah.
Yeah, pros stopped going to it. I guess they stopped hosting it. But basically, yeah, I guess he put out a tweet that was like, yeah, there's no competition. This is boring. And then they started getting their shit kicked in. And fucking EG fell apart. All the players split up. And now they're probably one of the most dominant teams. All they need to do is win COD champs. All they need to do is win worlds. And they probably will be the best team. They'll be like, oh, complexity, blah, blah, blah. But if this current Optic squad ends up winning worlds or anything like that, then it's going to be 100% the best team that was ever made. Because these dudes are so dominant. Like, even when they do lose a LAN or whatever, they still won so much. They still come back and win so much. So, I think that's all needed to solidify being the best team. That big tournament. That's all they haven't done. They've won multiple tournaments in a row, but they just haven't won the big one yet. What else do we have? TP is back on a team. He went to Luminosity to study. I guess it was via a trade. John from Luminosity went to Envy, and TP went to Luminosity. And they picked up study from Liquid. I guess Spacely got dropped from Dream Team after he wanted to leave Luminosity, and then I guess he just returned as a sub. So I guess it's a 5-man roster with Spacely being a sub. Cool. I'm glad TP's on a team. Really good guy. I think the whole OBJ role is dead. Like, anyone can do it now. It's not like back in the day where you actually needed a bomb carrier. You needed
someone to anchor on the hard point in Black Ops 2, or
yeah, you needed someone to cap, or you needed someone to just put themselves out there. Like, you fuck the KD, they needed to do something, and that role doesn't exist anymore. You need to be able to slay out, and you need 4 people that can constantly slay out and basically be able to do the objective at the same time. It's not like how it used to be. Nope. So I think a lot of those objective players that couldn't slay out back in the day are kind of like falling off. It's kind of just they're sitting there and it's like, oh, we really don't need an OBJ. We need at least a support slayer or a slayer.
And to have 4 of the best slayers on one team.
Yeah, basically you have
Optic,
yeah,
Gump's a god. Crimsix is a fucking god.
Formal's a god, Karma's a god. You have 4 of the best players ever on a team that basically just shit on you.
Steamroll everybody.
Yeah, and when they went to Australia, it was just you see how miles ahead that North American teams are. This is the only time you could say that in an esport. Yeah. it's literally in COD is the only time you can say that they're miles ahead of the other competition. Because you look at Korean teams in League of Legends and we're a goddamn laughing stock with that. Like, I don't even know where to begin. I remember watching a video online and it was basically like it looked like North American players were just feeding and Koreans are just laughing.
Yeah.
Dota
Like,
actually
kills.
Dota North America won the internationals last year. I think it was Evil Geniuses, wasn't it? They ended up taking the international, so at least we have that. Yes.
I guess.
Counter
That's the best
Strike.
we'll have.
Yeah, Counter Strike. We're never gonna fucking. I don't think we'll ever catch. Or we'll be dead by the time we. I don't know. I want to say we could easily win a major because even this past year we could have had Liquid in the final. Both maps, match point, super choked it out.
Well, like I said last week, you can kind of count LG as an American team, even though they're Brazilian, but still a South American team that started off fucking with shit internet, freaking then came over to California. I would consider that
Well, OG's
more of an American team.
NA squad, isn't they?
No,
Luminosity?
Are they
LG.
No,
LG
they're
is
all
all
Brazilians.
Brazilian.
They're all Brazilian.
But still, they 2014 they started, and they were absolute garbage. 15, they were still playing in Brazil and having a really rough time. And
It was
then they
like
came,
6 dudes all sweaty in a fucking
basement.
small room. Yeah.
and now they're in California where they're freaking actually,
AC'd?
yeah, and not only that, but playing actually well. So
And winning $1 million tournaments.
yeah,
Go to Malmo and shit the bed.
I think that was just, you know,
I think it was just being tired. You went straight from a major out to
yeah, I
Kinda
think
cross-
they needed a cool
fucking
down type kind of
Light
thing.
lag or whatever that shit's called.
jet lag.
Jet lag.
What'd you call it?
Light lag.
Yeah.
Flight lag?
Flight lag. I've never heard anyone
hell?
call it
Jet
flight
lag.
lag.
Jet
dog.
lag, flight lag, all the same thing.
Have you ever flown, Nick?
I've flown, yes.
Oh yeah,
Out of-
Texas.
Out of your time zone?
Yeah, my time zone.
To Texas.
Texas.
Yeah, that's
yeah.
not even. That's not.
No,
Have you ever been like to Europe? Have you ever flown to another country?
I've never flown to another country now.
How'd that take you?
I don't know.
Yeah,
In my
oh.
lifetime.
Like I've done Hawaii, and on the way back from Hawaii, it was horrible. Absolutely horrible.
Getting
Like,
readjusted.
Stopping in San Fran, and then flying all the way back to Mass, and then getting on a bus and being told, "Do not sleep on the bus. Whatever you do not fall asleep."
What time was it when
I
you
g-
got back in the U.S.? Or what time was
It
it
was
when you
like
got back
7
to?
o'clock in the morning when I got back.
Oh,
Wait, what?
Like
why
I
did they not
left,
tell you
I
to sleep
left
on
at
the
like
bus?
11 and got back at 7 a.m. or something like that. Some weird ass time. Or,
11 at night.
Yeah, I left
From
at
Hawaii.
11 at night and got back at 7 in the morning.
Why not sleep on the bus? What happened to that?
Because if you legit fell asleep on the bus, you were out.
How long was that
Legit.
drive on the bus from?
It's an hour from the airport back to the school. And I got home and I legit
zonked,
passed out for 24 hours. Straight 24 hours sleep. And it was the longest time I've ever slept. Like, without, like, any acknowledgement of what time it was.
I slept for 24 hours straight when I was like 6. I don't know why.
I you're like, oh, time to knock out.
But I feel like flying overseas and having that lag, especially from California, when you're flying from, like, when you fly from East Coast to Europe, it's not that bad. You know, because you're not doing like such a dramatic time change. When you go from West Coast to Europe, oh my God, that's a whole nother ballpark of freaking time zone shifts. And your body's thinking it's this time and now it's 13 hours ahead. Like, you're just wiped at that point.
Well, I was watching a video on Hex's channel. He was like, "Yeah, dude, I always have my sleep schedule on point, even if I'm in a different country. Just like I went to Australia. I went to bed at 7 p.m. and woke up at 2 a.m. and just fucking kept going. Like he would stay awake. He would wake up at 2 a.m. and just be up all day until 7 p.m. I was like, how the fuck do you do that? I couldn't
See,
do
I
that.
woke up at 4 this morning, so I'm not dying now because I kind of just laid down. But I remember when I flew to Portugal. I flew from DC to Portugal in Lisbon, and I don't even remember what time I got there. I think I left at like 6 in the morning from the US, and I ended up getting there. It was a 13-hour flight, I think. I don't remember, but I remember my body being so fucking confused. I was like, dude, I feel like I should be asleep now, but I'm not. And then when I went to sleep, I woke up the next morning, I still felt like shit. I was like, why do I still feel like shit? I slept like a decent amount of time, but my body was so confused because it was still on the clock of the East Coast. But I think I was 5 or 6 hours ahead. I don't remember. It fucked me
I
up.
think it's 6
6 hours is a
hours
long
is
time.
Portugal.
Well, I left in the morning, and then the entire flight plus whatever the time zone difference was, I got there in the morning again. So I like left in the morning and got there in the morning. So I'm sitting there like, what the fuck?
Your body's just like, what the hell just happened?
Yeah, but it was probably one of the coolest trips I ever had. I remember going down this alleyway, like the shit in the whole alleyway. It was a bunch of gypsies. They had these little stands with like light up bracelets, light up necklaces, and all this shit. That's a like part of the story too. I remember going to this bar, and I had a Zippo lighter in my pocket, and I was like, "Here, it's a gift from me." Blah blah blah. Explain it to the guy, and he's like, "Oh, cool, thanks." So we order shots, and he comes out with a tray. We order like 6 shots. I think it was like 4 of us. So we're like, all right, let's get 6 shots. We end up getting shots, and he comes out with a tray of like fucking 20-something shots. We're like, what are you doing? He's like, oh, you gave me a gift, I give you a gift. So we're sitting here like fucking 4 of us with a fucking table full of shots. We're like, oh, well, fuck it, whatever, man. They're here. He gave them to us for free. We take the shots. The night goes on. We party. I wake up the next morning covered in fucking light up gear. I like bought all this shit from the gypsies at the stand. So I'm sitting there with like bracelets, necklaces, a crown, glasses. I wake up and it's all still blinking. So I wake up and I'm like, what the fuck's going on? I'm sitting in my hotel with all this shit just fucking like blinking. Like it's a fucking rave in my bed. And not only me, but me, my brother, 2 friends, and all this shit are all just fucking zonked out, and we're all covered in this fucking like light up gear. So we're all waking up at the same time, and the whole room's just fucking like someone's about to have a goddamn seizure the moment they wake up, hungover as shit with all this flashing light. But there's plenty of stories from over there, especially the fucking. I never went to them personally, but there was a lot of whorehouses, and I've heard some stupid fucking stories. But no, time zones suck.
Yeah,
And apparently Cloud9 knows all about it because give us.
See you, C9.
Bye. Podcast over.
Nah, what's up next?
I think that's it. I think we covered the majority of what went on last week. Yeah. I don't think much else happened. League of Legends, TSM's holding an open tryout for the support
C9
role.
picked up
Impact, wasn't it?
Impact, yes. C9 picked up Impact.
Do you know if they're going to Korean boot camp? I know TSM's going to it. I know they're holding a tryout for their support role because Yellowstar is going back to Europe and he's probably going back to Fnatic. So
I thought I did hear something about their Cloud9 going to Korea.
Yeah, I think I was talking to Madison.
are they doing a boot camp also?
I believe so,
I think they're doing
yeah.
Korean boot camp, yeah.
I thought I heard something about them doing some kind of boot camp overseas.
Well, one of us needs to try out for the support role.
Yeah, I'm down.
I don't know how they're gonna do that. That sucks, Yellowstar. I think he was only there for a split, like 1 season, and then he dipped. I guess he want to go home. He's gonna end up playing for Fnatic again. They're gonna be kind of sweet. Then everybody's just gonna get their shit kicked in by Koreans at Worlds, so it doesn't really matter.
Usually how it happens.
You boys have anything else?
I got nothing else for this one. I covered all my my CSGO stuff.
Return next week and we'll talk about World of Tanks.
No, we will never talk about World of Tanks on here. However, we will talk about Rocket League. Just joking, but no, we won't talk about that shit either.
Why not? Rocket League's dope, dog.
We need to get into Overwatch, actually, because it seems like Overwatch is actually going to take off. And I know a couple of the banned CSGO players are now...
Deal.
Yeah, stealing A2... I think was it?
A2K? Was it A2K?
A2K, was that what it is?
A to Z's already. I think he's still pro. I think he's.
Yeah, he can still play.
Yeah. I know he's already picked up by Liquid, so...
We should start playing that game.
We can't. It doesn't come out until next month. We're not cool enough.
Yes, dude.
Well, I have nothing else. I think that's going to do it for us. And we will see you same time next week. Actually, I don't know. I think... Was this sooner than the last time? Did we put it out Tuesday?
No, we put it out Thursday.
Did we put it out Thursday?
No,
we did Thursday.
it wasn't Thursday.
No, because I worked.
It's like, yeah, it's like 5 days old.
Really?
6 days old. Yeah, 6 days ago.
It'll be-
So it's almost, it would be a week
Tuesday.
tomorrow.
All right.
So yeah, same time. We'll see you there.
Deuces.
And by the way, Nick doesn't know who Stephen Colbert is.
Oh my god, no!
Or he didn't until today, so tell your friends.
It got leaked.
Yeah, look at him. I want you guys to look at this shame face. How do you not know who that is? Alright, we'll see you next
I would-
time. Bye. Oh, that's what you get. Yeah. We'll see you next time.